All right. And
Yeah.
this evening we shall be doing or speaking on the topic communication, communication and conflict resolution in marriage.
Yeah.
Really, that
Yeah, we can see you
not changed
now.
much.
Yeah, we can see you.
All right. Yes, communication being the process of sharing information, ideas, feelings, and understanding between people. That is communication. It is a process where information is shared, ideas, feelings, for purposes of understanding each other. It can be between two parties or more parties. It involves listening, language, writing, and how to interpret what the other person is communicating and what right in. Whereas conflict resolution is also a process of agreement, uh, a disagreement, or a conflict or a dispute between two or more parties. And in resolving conflict, communication is used as a tool. So communication is a tool which can best resolve a conflict when you use it very well. When used very well. In most marriages, communication is not being done properly, and the statistics show that 60% of newly weds actually break up within the first 1 year of their marriage, 60%, and that is on a higher end. And breaking up may not necessarily mean that they are separating there and then. They can still force themselves in that marriage, yet things are not adding up. They are they just try to keep their dignity in public. They don't want to feel we have lost it. So they just remain in marriage as they lost it in the first year. And this evening, um, let's study and equip one another on how to communicate. Communicate. All issues rotate around poor communication. Poor communication. And we can learn from one another. Those who have made it, the same topics actually are not working. Sometimes, sometimes they are just giving us knowledge, not the experience they have gone through in their marriages. But when we seek out for those who have made it and inquire how they have made it, you realize that it all rotates around good communication skills applied in marriages. And so effective communication is in a marriage.
I
And
think what you
communication,
can do, Kevin, maybe you can remove the video so that you save on your bandwidth, because some of the words are going off and on. So I think it is okay to remove the video. Then you can save on the bandwidth and bring the maybe the microphone closer. Then I think that will be better probably. Let's try that.
Thank you. Sorry for those words. Hope we can
Okay,
to
we can
reconnect.
continue.
Right. I was saying that effective communication is an essential skill.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your network has
And
not become clear.
in network, I can see it's disturbing a bit. Inside, change to another line. Okay. Communication is a skill that you acquire with constant practice and with patience. So it may not be done just within a day. It is a continuous process. And it is not only about expressing your thoughts or feelings, but also about listening to the other partner.
Okay. I don't know if it is just me, but Kevin, I think your mic is again mute. You need to unmute the mic. Kevin, your mic.
Oh,
Yeah, it got mute.
sorry. Let me switch
Uh-huh.
back to somewhere.
Yeah.
You can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry about that. In marriages, when you're expressing your thoughts or feelings to your partner, there is a need for you also.
We have muted again.
The phone is misbehaving. Let me keep
You,
an eye on.
yeah. You said in marriage, where it is not about expressing yourself. Uh-huh.
Your thoughts, your feelings, what has hurt you, but also you need to listen to your partner's perspective and understand their point of view. Uh, what what is their response? How do they feel they themselves? It's not all about you yourself. Yes, I may hurt my wife, and but in expressing how I hurt her, is she able to listen to me and understand why I did what I did? It is very important to listen and try to understand the other side point of view. Very quickly, having a healthy communication in marriages is the only secret to resolving conflicts and avoiding resentment. Try to continue building that healthy communication. And As I conclude later, I will go through some principles that can help us build healthy communication in our marriages so that conflicts are resolved amicably and we avoid resentment. When you try to keep a conflict for some time, you end up boiling up at one point. It's not good to fire up an issue, you add on another one, you add on another one without trying to resolve them. And what causes it is that our communication sometimes lacks. We fear to communicate, we fear to tell this party.
You have muted. Oh, yeah.
What we feel, how we are feeling. We end, and most of the times, what is the root of the problem is just a lack of communication. And so it's important to note that communication in a relationship is very vital. And communication in marriages is the lifeline of the relationship. When you're not communicating well, there is no life in the relationship. A peace may not prevail, and you may not actually progress well because you will not be able to share your views, your ideas, your plans together. You may end up actually losing even a good deal because of not communicating well. And now we need to ask ourselves one question. Is the presence of a conflict a marital concern? Is the presence of a conflict a marital concern? And we need to ponder about this and think about it and get answers. However, the presence of conflict should not be the concern in marriages. What should concern us is their communication to resolve a conflict, to resolve misunderstandings. That should be our concern in our marriages. Do we communicate well? Yes, a conflict has risen up, but how do we handle it? And conflict will always come. We are not living in heaven where there are angels whom we think are perfect, yet uh, they may not. Satan used it to dwell in the heaven as Lucifer, and he ended up rebelling. So we are not perfect. Uh, we shall always stumble one another in our marriages as we move on. But how do we resolve the conflicts and misunderstandings that we meet? I may be having an idea, and my wife may not be in agreement with it. How do we sit down? Are we able to talk? Are we able to have some time off? And how often do you actually sit down with your partner just to talk? Without your children, you sit to talk. How often do you take her out of the home environment for a day and you are just talking? And a few men who have attended this, we all know that ladies like being listened to. They like being listened to. It gives me comfort, it gives me joy, it gives them a sense of protection. They feel good about it. And so create time for you to talk. Even when there is nothing to talk about, create time and talk about certain issues. There is something that I'm thinking about. Maybe we shall handle it in the future. how to build intimacy in a marriage. How do I build that closeness with my wife so that she feels when I'm away, she feels, I'm missing him. I wish he was around me like now. But that is a topic for another day. As we draw closer to the end, let me quickly go through some principles of good communication that we need to build, that we need to learn, that we need to harness and work on so that our relationships in our marriages remain healthier and conflicts are resolved with ease. One is active listening. Active listening. You give your partner undivided attention. You show your partner that you are interested in what they are saying. In what they are saying. If they have an issue and they are presenting it, show interest in listening. If you're on TV, if you are on phone, I beg, first put them aside. This is a practice that is very important. Maintain eye contact, and occasionally you may ask actually questions of clarity where you may not understand well, or the person maybe is accusing you falsely. Try to ask questions of clarity calmly, not condemning, for you to understand. It shows that you are engaged in the conversation, and it helps the other partner to cool down, even when this person is expressing how angry, how hurt you hurt her. She will begin to calm down when you give attention. So practice this habit of listening when the other partner is trying to issue out uh, her concern or his concern. Number two, avoid attacking the person directly. And this one, I would say, use the I statement. The I statement. It is just an effective way to express your feelings without criticizing the other partner. Uh, instead of instead of telling him, uh, you never listen to me when I speak. Instead of you saying you, instead you may say that I feel unheard when you don't listen to me. I feel unheard. Instead of you attacking directly or criticizing the other person. This helps your partner to understand your perspective without feeling attacked. And now what causes the conflict to grow is we like attacking. You did this. You like doing this. You like doing this. But when we begin with the word I feel like you don't listen to me well. I feel you don't give me enough time. I feel I'm burdened. I feel you always speak to me in a harsh tone. It reduces on the attacking, and this other party will feel, oh, will feel sympathetic, will feel empathy, and they may end up. So, so avoid attacking directly. Number three, respect. Respect. In any relationship, we need to respect each other, much as culturally and also in the Bible, women are taken to be weak vessels. They are meet, they are they are supposed to be kind of uh, give much respect to men, but they ought to be respected in their own being taken like that in society. They need to be respected. But treat your partner with kindness and consideration. Even when you disagree, it is very important to avoid name calling. There are people who will tell you, for us, I call her name, she calls me my name, and it's okay. It is very okay. But in times of conflict and arguments, bring the other name that you used to call her when you were still dating. In case you now call each other by name, that's the that the person will feel ah feel love. That they will avoid using harsh words, avoid belittling and calling this person or all sorts of names. You are stupid. You are not anything. There is a couple. I think they are now like 7 years in marriage. And tell the wife, you are stupid. Your family is just like that. What the time I married you, what have you added on me? And these words are taken seriously. This person will feel low, will feel unloved, and whatever you will do in a marriage will be nothing. You may not feel that love. You are just containing it. You're not going any further. So avoid using such words that belittle and bring down your partner. They may never forget such a word. I pray that they forgive, but forgetting may be hard. So we need to be encouraged to respect one another's feelings, opinions, and values, and instead foster an environment that encourages openness and honest communication. Uh, Instead of using such harsh words, try to understand their feelings, their opinions, the values. And number four, avoid assumptions. Avoid assumptions. Assuming what your partner may be thinking or feeling, it just leads to misunderstanding. At times, the other partner is expressing their heart to you, and you assume uh, they they are doing it in a wrong way. You may misunderstand them. You may not take a communication in good faith. It is essential actually to ask or seek more clarification when you do not understand. Do not jump to conclude or make assumptions based on the experiences and respond anyhow because you have assumed. The person is trying to tell you, by the way, today I was with my OG. We had a good time. We talked at length. We ended up taking lunch together. And this woman wakes up and says, hey, okay, now you have begun getting out, going out, sitting on me. They assume and immediately they respond negatively. Avoid assuming before you can understand and hear the whole story. Let them speak and finish. Where you do not understand, you may seek clarification other than concluding and assuming what is not. there the will be resolved very easily. And as you try to talk to your partner, be very clear. Be very clear and do not use much words to explain certain things. Be consistent. Be consistent. At times we are misunderstood when there you said this, a week after you say something contrary, yet it should have connected with what you said today. In building up to the story we were talking about today, a week's time, you say something that is contrary, and it gets out of the way. You get misunderstood, and you may not be uh, taken serious, and conflicts may instead escalate instead of being resolved. So we have to be clear and consistent. Stay on point. Do not go off topic. Keep your messages simple, straightforward. When you're discussing complex issues, uh, break it down into smaller parts and tackle them one at a time. Do not bring the whole thing and hit it there. You have to break certain things, especially to women, especially to women. Of course, we men, naturally, the way we are, is that we don't like explaining a lot to our partners. Yet for them, they want the details. And if we learn how each one of us is made, we will treat ourselves very well, because now you will understand that they want details. If she asks you, how has been your day? She wants you to begin how you got a taxi or how you started the car, where you faced exam, how you faced the people at work, who who made you angry that day, that made you happy. She wants the details. She wants the details, and that is how they are. And so when you have that conflict, do not just say one word, I will change. I will I will see how to handle. She wants to know how will you handle? How will you handle? So those are the ladies, and we need to understand them well. So the next point is empathy. Empathy, having the ability to understand and share your partner's feelings. How put yourself in the shoes of your partner. Be sympathetic. Put yourself and share her feelings, his feelings. If you hurt her, put yourself in her shoes. What if she's the one uh,
Yeah.
how would you feel? So we need to put ourselves in the other partner's shoes and try to feel how they feel. Try to see things from their point.
Okay, we can't hear you, Kevin. I think
Feel
your
low.
network.
Where is the network?
Yeah.
Try to see things from the point of view of this other partner, so that you understand their feelings, so that you understand his feelings. And by acknowledging them and validating their emotions, how you made them feel, if to empathy can relate.
Okay, your network has not become is on and off now. I don't know if you can hear us now. You might need to change position. Kevin, your network has changed somehow. We can't hear you now. You might need to use the same position where you were when you started.
Are you able to get me?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Are you able to hear me now?
Yes, we can. Kevin.
Hello?
Yeah, you said you can proceed. We can hear you now. You said you need to be empathetic. That was the point where you were when we lost you. Okay, Kevin has gone off. I think his network is disturbing him. I see Charity has said being too is also sensitive. Being sensitive, it affects the other party. Okay, I think Kevin is back. Kevin, we are here.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, let me try to go quickly through the remaining points.
Yeah.
Yes. I was trying to say that putting ourselves in the other party's shoes when they are hurt, their feelings are low, it helps us to resolve the conflict very quickly. Because now we feel empathetic, we feel if it was me,
Yeah.
how would I? And in so doing, there is a sense of trust and intimacy, which increases actually, and it ends up strengthening your relationship, understanding one another and feeling the pain of the other person. The other point is avoiding difficult conversations. Sorry, don't avoid difficult conversations. If an issue you feel it is too heavy, do not ignore it. Do not just put it aside and say, this one I have to forget about it and move on and endure in marriage. It will not work out. You will not feel, enjoy it. You will be separated. You will begin to have feelings of moving out anytime. You will not have feelings of being together anymore. So do not avoid difficult conversations. They are also a necessary part of any relationship. So avoiding them may lead to resentment, anger, and mistrust. you stop trusting each other. So if it is difficult, try to compose yourself and bring it up. It is so essential to address issues as they arise instead of letting up and it becomes a big issue. Do not let them fester. This has to be a clear script. When you let them pile up, one day you will explode and it will be very hard for your heart uh, to be down. Pile up and you want to bring them up one day. You remind your partner, you remember this day and this, you did this, you kept quiet. And when we had just gotten married, you did this and I kept quiet. You're in the 8th year. You will remind of what you did in the 2nd year. Those things bring a lot of issues instead. So as an issue arises, try to tackle it there and then. When you leave it and you let another issue or conflict come in, your communication will not help much. Remember, the goal of the conversation is to find a solution and not to win an argument. Whenever you sit to talk, the goal, what you're looking for, is to resolve this conflict, not to win an argument. And some people they don't want to be on the wrong side. They always want to be winners. How will I look like when I admit that I am the one on the wrong side? They are unapologetic. The other point is uh, have a sense of humor as you talk, as you communicate, as you try to talk about this issue. Laugh a bit. You use some other aspects of humor in appropriately, and you have to be sensitive as each other party is expressing their feelings. As you laugh a bit, be sensitive, not to be misunderstood. Though it is essential, you have to use it appropriately. Do not use it as a way to avoid dealing the issue at the hand. If somebody is telling you, you did this, and for you laugh so that it is ignored. It's not that way. Jokes should be light-hearted, not aimed at belittling your partner. You just use it as a tool to build intimacy, to strengthen your relationship, to encourage this other person. After showing them how you feel about it, let you now begin laughing and playing games together. Be responsible for your actions. And as you become responsible, of course, you need to apologize where necessary. It's very important. This one is overlooked by very many, and it has caused more issues in marriages, especially to men. We want to keep our ego. And so, saying sorry, I'm sorry, it's very hard for many. Yet, it is very important. When you are in the wrong, and you are sure and you know you are wrong, acknowledge and take some steps to make things right. There are some people who will accept their mistakes, but they will never do anything to correct their mistakes. They will do the same tomorrow and the other day. So it's important to take our mistakes and avoid giving excuses or shifting blame to your partner. Avoid shifting blame to your partner. It hurts very much. When you are in the wrong, then you learn how to swallow the pride and be apologetic. Don't shift the blames. Apologizing just shows that you care about your partner's feelings and you are committed to resolve the issue. Even when it comes good time, when you have a work issue, but apologizing, and I know as time goes by, he will change. He will change. We live and we grow to change for better. And finally, learn how to give feedback. Give and receive. If I'm telling you my issues, don't just be silent. When you remain silent, you give me a feedback as we help one another. This will help you understand how your partner perceives your behavior and how you can improve on your communication skills. At times when we remain silent, we do not know your feelings. I can't understand what you mean, and it is feedback. And avoid attacking, avoid criticizing your partner's character while giving feedback. We have different characters, and we also
Okay, I think your network again has okay.
mean where my character is not pleasing. Avoid attack your partner's character directly. I don't do well directly. It hurts me. We are the ones to be that way. How do I handle it? And give a feedback that is befitting. Your objective and be positive feedback to your partner, sizing and attacking. As I conclude, uh, solving conflicts in marriages, a major tool that can be used when an issue arises. Be quick to bring it up in a without criticizing to your partner, without directly attacking. Use the I word when you're bringing it up, the I statement, and be very clear. Be patient, always listen, and be respectful as you deal with one another. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Kevin. I think your network again has gone off. Yes, please.
Sorry, I was just saying that as we continue to grow our marriages, let's continue to be respectful to our partners and listen well, not attack, not do not belittle them